The power's been out for 36 hours. Your street is silent, too silent. Then you hear it, glass shattering, 3 houses down. Not from the stranger, from the guy who helped you jumpstart your car last month. He's got a crowbar, and he's working his way up the block. Welcome to hour 36 of a blackout, where your biggest threat isn't the darkness, it's the 300 million people who didn't prepare, and they know exactly where you live. Here's what nobody tells you. When the grid dies, society has a 72-hour expiration date. FEMA admits most cities have 3 days of food. The Department of Justice says violent crime spikes 250% after 72 hours without power. And history? History says the polite veneer of civilization is thinner than a grocery store window. So let's talk about the top places that will be gutted first. Not days in, hours. And if you're near one when it happens, you're not shopping, you're in a war zone. First domino to fall, pharmacies. You think people panic over bread? They riot over insulin. 66% of Americans are on daily prescriptions. When the power dies, the cold chain for those meds breaks. Refills stop. And suddenly, millions are 3 days from withdrawal, seizures, or death. These places are survival bunkers. Alcohol, antibiotics, painkillers people will kill for. During Katrina, they were emptied with military precision. Pain relief becomes currency.
A bottle of ibuprofen buys a week of food. And when the pharmacies burn, the mob doesn't go home. They start knocking on doors.
Number 7. Hardware stores, the survival goldmine. Most people rush to grocery stores. Smart survivors hit hardware stores first. Why? Because when society collapses, you don't just need food, you need tools. Hardware stores are packed with everything to fortify, defend, and survive. Chainsaws, generators, propane, batteries, axes, crowbars, and hand tools that don't need electricity. During Katrina and the 2011 UK riots, hardware stores were stripped clean, not for weapons, but for plywood and nails to board up windows. But here's what makes them deadly. Everyone realizes their value eventually. By hour 48, desperate people flood in, not just preppers, looters looking for bolt cutters, opportunists grabbing generators. The real kicker? Most hardware stores have poor security, big glass windows, minimal staff. Once the first window breaks, it's a feeding frenzy. If you don't have your tools before the blackout, it's too late. The hardware store becomes a battleground where desperation meets raw utility.
Day 2, your tank's on empty. So is everyone else's. Gas stations erupt before grocery stores. Why? Fuel pumps need electricity. No power, no pump. Even if the underground tanks are full, it's useless. And the backup generators, stolen first. Gas isn't just for cars, it's for generators, chainsaws, heating.
A 5-gallon jug could buy you protection or safe passage. You'll see lines stretching for blocks, armed confrontations, sabotage. Gas stations won't fuel hope, they'll fuel chaos. Finally, where civility dies, big box stores, Walmart, Costco, Target. Within 12 hours of a blackout, they become meat grinders. They hold everything, the last bastion of the supply chain. And once they're empty, that chain is broken forever. We've seen stores ransacked in under an hour. In a total blackout, that shrinks to 15 minutes. Thousands of people. No security, no law, just panic and rage. People trample each other, organized looters show up. If you're thinking of just grabbing a few things, don't. You'll get robbed, stabbed, or followed home. These places aren't safe havens, they're kill zones. The real preparation doesn't happen in the dark with a crowbar in your hand. It happens now, before the lights go out. Because when they do, the only thing you can count on is that everyone who didn't prepare knows exactly where you live.
Let's continue with number 4, liquor stores, the Wild West. When the lights go out, alcohol becomes everything. It's medicine, it's currency, it's fuel, it is morale in a bottle. Think about this. 15 million Americans are alcohol dependent. After just 24 hours without it, severe withdrawal kicks in. We're talking nausea, hallucinations, seizures. That raw desperation leads straight to the liquor stores, but they won't be the only ones. Picture it,
Crowds elbowing through shattered glass for anything, whiskey, vodka, even mouthwash. Booze becomes barter gold. A fifth of vodka could get you a course of antibiotics. A bottle of rum might buy you firewood or a box of ammo. High-proof spirits can clean a wound, disinfect your gear, or start a fire. During the Great Depression, moonshine was survival currency. When Venezuela collapsed, smuggled liquor was the primary way to trade. So stock quietly. Clear spirits are best. Vodka, Everclear, high-proof rum. Keep the bottles sealed. And keep them hidden. Never brag. Because once those stores are empty, the mob will start looking for the person who still has a bottle, and they'll bring a crowbar. Number 3. Pet stores. The forgotten vault. Most people will walk right past the pet store until they're starving. Then that bag of kibble isn't for Fluffy anymore. It's just food. Now, it's not ideal, but pet food is edible. It's protein, it's calories, and it's shelf-stable. After 4 days without eating, a can of lamb and rice starts to look like Thanksgiving dinner. But that's not the real prize. The real gold is the survival gear disguised as pet supplies. Heavy-duty leashes become tie-downs. Puppy pads are for sanitation. Kitty litter absorbs waste. A 50-pound bag of kibble, a family of 3 could live off that for weeks. It's happened before. During the Yugoslav wars, civilians ate animal feed and dog biscuits when the food supply chains collapsed. Pet stores also have water filters, animal antibiotics, which are often identical to human versions, wound sprays, and even emergency thermal blankets. While the average looter is fighting over canned soup in a grocery store, the smart ones are quietly raiding the pet store. They'll walk out with enough to last a month. By week 2, your neighbors will be circling that pet aisle with dead eyes. Number 2. Schools, the sleeping giant. Schools are absolute gold mines when the power goes out. The average elementary school in the US has enough food to feed 500 kids for a week. We're talking rice, canned fruit, vegetables, grains. The cafeteria walk-in freezers hold tons of calories. But the food is just the beginning. Think about the classrooms. Batteries, office supplies, water purification tablets.
The science labs, alcohol, chemicals, gloves. The gym has mats and equipment. The nurse's office is stocked with bandages, antiseptics, and painkillers. During the Fukushima disaster, Japanese citizens broke into schools to survive. They found food, blankets, and emergency kits, and they lived. But once the word gets out that schools are full of supplies, they become battlegrounds. Desperate parents, organized gangs, lone drifters, all converging on one place. You need to scout them out before a collapse. Learn the entrances, map the supply closets. Because when society folds, that elementary school becomes a fortress of desperation. And now, number 1, hospitals, where hope turns to horror. In the first 48 hours of a total blackout, hospitals will transform from sanctuaries into slaughterhouses. That sounds harsh, but it's history. Most U.S. hospitals have backup generators that last about 72 hours. When they fail, everything collapses. Ventilators shut off, elevators freeze mid-floor, life-saving machines go dark. Now add hundreds of scared, injured, and dying people to that equation. You have a human powder keg. But that's not why hospitals are number 1 on this list. It's what they store. Painkillers, sedatives, antibiotics, surgical tools, IV fluids, insulin, oxygen tanks, morphine. In a post-collapse economy, these are the new currency. A single bottle of penicillin could buy a week's worth of food. An adrenaline injector might be tradable for gold. During Venezuela's collapse, hospitals were looted over and over by gangs, by desperate patients, even by their own former staff. The sick, the addicted, the opportunists, they will come in waves, not to help, to take. ICU wards will be gutted, storage rooms raided, the security guards will be long gone. If you have ever thought about raiding a hospital after the lights go out, don't. It is suicide. Build your own trauma kit now. Learn field medicine, get certified in basic first aid, because when the hospitals collapse, they won't be a place of healing. They will be the front line of the apocalypse. The blackout doesn't care if you're ready, but your neighbors do, and they're counting on you not being. Stock up now, stay quiet, stay dark, because survival isn't about outlasting the blackout. It's about outlasting everyone else.